My name is Tenzin Paldran. I'm the current director of Root Institute here in Bodhgaya, India. One day, by chance, I came across this amazing photo album documenting Root Institute's history, and I was incredibly inspired by the hardships and challenges all those who came before me went through. And the difficulties that I was facing as a director seemed relatively minuscule. So as part of Root Institute's 30th anniversary, I thought it would be awesome to document their stories. So the story of Root Institute begins with Kabir Saxena.
My name is Kabir Saxena, and I was born in Delhi to an Indian father and an English mother, and I had the good fortune to meet Buddhism at university in England. I also had the great good fortune to meet two very unusual lamas, Lama Thupten Yeshe and Lama Zopa Rinpoche. These were both very unique individuals. They had the ability to touch Western people's hearts and minds in a very powerful way. They started with some Western students the Foundation for the Preservation of the Mahayana Tradition, a worldwide organization.
Human mind is clean, clear light. Clean, clear mind.
Now, in 1983, I got a message from Lama Yeshe saying that he would like me to come back to India and help start a center in Bodhgaya, which is the place of Buddha's enlightenment, in order, as he put it, to repay the kindness of the historic Indian people. He meant, of course, the kindness of India in transmitting Buddha Dharma, the Buddhist teachings, to Tibet from the 7th and 8th centuries onwards. The other kindness of the Indian people was to receive the Tibetans back, a lot of them, in 1959, after the Chinese invasion. So Lama understood this and wanted to repay it in the best way possible. We started the search for land, and it took about 4 years to get the land by 1987. As soon as we got the land, we started community projects. So we started small scale with some weaving project, a tree plantation project, a cattle raising project, and a water project. We started with just a few buildings here made of mud. The teachings started in a tent. The architect Anju Roy put together a very interesting drawing. We wanted it to combine a center with the feeling of being a village. Of course, then things took off quite rapidly when Gabriel came here, Gabriel Farah.
My name is Gabriel Farah. I'm fortunate enough to have met Lama Yeshe and Lama Zopa in Nepal, and I started to work for their projects. At some point, Lama Zopa asked me to go to Root Institute to give the place a kickstart. I met Kabir. Kabir was here all by himself. This place was empty and he was trying to start, very difficult. There was only the law of the gun. It was very tough country. My first initiative was to build the retreat huts where students do longer retreats, not just listen to teachings. That was how we really got people to come here and stay for a longer period. After we built the huts, one of the workers came on his bicycle with a basket and something sticking out. It was a baby deer. He said, it's the only place I can bring it because he will look after it. So I did. Every hour it needed milk, sucking milk, like that. It became a little bit like my little baby. It stayed with us 2 years, then it died because a cobra bit it. In the first half year that I was working here along with Kabir, suddenly a destitute person appeared. So we built a little house for him and we called him Muni. Rinpoche came, blessed Muni, and specifically told us, you have to start a destitute home here. So that is actually what we did. So I built a destitute home. From then on, like every week or second week, I went to Gaya railway station. I mean, there were so many people, half dead or dead, you know, like laying there, just starving. And we brought them here, washed them, cleaned them, and tried to look after them, connected with the doctors. So they started not only to look after the destitute, but also provide medicine for the local people. And as there was a big demand for medical help, and people here are quite poor, or there's a lot of people that are quite poor, slowly, the destitute home transferred into a clinic.
And when you get to heaven, there'll be no opinions, only soul. And when you get to heaven, there'll be no religion, only soul.
At the moment, 150, 200 people a day benefit from the clinic. After I left this place, Tony and Debbie were asked to become director. Debbie was a nurse, very much interested in homeopathic medicine. So this is actually why the present clinic is basically homeopathic, but also allopathic.
One of the benefits of looking back as a living relic of the early years is to appreciate that the hardships were actually worthwhile. Mosquitoes, weather, lack of money, lack of proper electricity, corrupt politicians, extortionists, armed bandits.
One night after cremating a destitute, coming back, 20 people, homemade guns, surrounded me. They hold a gun on the head of the nurse. I was ready with a stick to attack them. But you know, like I said, we killed. So then I gave in. I gave them whatever money we had. Laurie, she just reminded me, because I had forgotten, but she said, like, I had a big stick, you know, taking that stick and going for these guys, you know.
How many guys?
20.
And you're going to take them all on?
Yeah, yeah. So that's why there is a police station, and that is why there is armed guards, day and night, 24 hours, protecting this place. Kabir set up some social projects here. I analyzed those projects and I found them too scattered. So I thought, like, I mean, the most important thing for society to progress is education. There was hardly any education in the villages around. They have nothing. So we decided to start 5 schools in 5 villages.
So it started small scale in the villages and then evolved into the school here, the Maitreya school. It is still going on.
Maitreya school aims at giving basic education to local people who have not enough money to bring their children to private schools.
This is of critical importance. Lama wanted what he called universal education promoted.
Well, a honeybee, oh, what can I say? You're doing it all, you do it every day. Oh, honey, I got honey on the mind. Gonna watch out for you if it takes my life.
So that without the Buddhist jargon, children could be educated in the kind of principles that make life worthwhile and which lead to the happiness of self and others. To be kind, patient, compassionate, wise people.
The school is free, and at the moment about 200 children benefit from the Maitreya school.
That school is an incredibly important facet of our work. AIDS is a very big problem in India, a lot of stigma involved. So when we started having cases of AIDS-affected children, the director of the time was most moved to start the Tara Children's Project.
Hello.
This was the start of an orphanage. Started in 2009 with only 1 child. At the moment there's 21 children from the age of 4 years till 17. And we try to create a most conducive environment for them. In the whole eastern part of India, this is the only orphanage catering for HIV positive children. I find it very inspiring to be around these children, and it really feels good, you know, it makes me happy.
So what about programs offered here?
Talk with Venerable Kadro, she knows better.
My name is Kadra. I was born in Venezuela, then emigrated to New Zealand, where I was working in a meditation center until Lama Zopa Rinpoche advised me to come to Root Institute. So at Root Institute we offer different sort of courses and retreats. We host very renowned lamas like His Holiness the Karmapa, Ling Rinpoche, Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and experienced Western teachers. We run mindfulness retreats, yoga retreats, and solo retreats. Because Root Institute is located in such a holy place, we offer pilgrimages. And of course, our first visit is the Bodhi tree and stupa, where the Buddha manifested enlightenment, and where thousands of pilgrims come from all over the world to pay their respects. We also take our students to Vulture Peak, where the Buddha gave the perfection of wisdom teachings, and to Mahakala Caves, where the Buddha did a 6 years retreat. The basic program was designed by Lama Zopa Rinpoche, so Westerners could have a good education and understand the Dharma. And so students come here and do one subject or two subjects or to do the whole program. And subjects could run for 3 weeks, 2 months or 8 months. And of course, as a spiritual community, we do practices together. We read texts, we study, and we offer morning meditations every day.
So when I came here, I found an almost empty property surrounded by rice fields. And I had a certain vision about the Root Institute. It should be a secure place, a quiet place, a very beautiful place. And flowers, gardens, very important. Trees. Kabir planted thousands of trees here.
From the very beginning, we planted a lot of trees. And I think it is one of the very positive features of Root Institute, the greenery, the trees, and the birds.
What is one of your favorite things at Root Institute?
My most favorite thing is to turn the prayer wheel. Inside, there's thousands and thousands of mantras and sacred objects.
You turn the prayer wheel while you're saying, may the 6 types of sentient beings be free from the oceans of suffering and achieve full enlightenment. You can think that until you turn for everybody's happiness. Can you imagine? Everybody's happiness. You're not left out. You're the one person not left out. Every mosquito is included. Not only the mosquito in Bodhgaya.
Working together with Kabir, and then slowly more people getting involved. It was like the sense of family, you know.
My name is Sahid. I working here since 1992.
My name is Tuntun. I have been working here for 9 years.
मेरा नाम लुसी है और मैं रूट इंस्टीट्यूट में काम करती हूँ.
I am Sunil. I am working here 20 years.
Buddhist is a very interactive place where people come and learn from each other, but it's also a place for reflection and contemplation.
Root Institute is addressing the mental challenges people have as well as the physical challenges, as well as to preserve unbroken certain lineages so that the wisdom is not lost.
Like the connection the Root Institute has with the community. You go even Gaya, you go Bodhgaya anyway. Nobody does not know the Root Institute.
As Lama Zopa Rinpoche put it, Root Institute was conceived as the mother of the centers, being in Bodhgaya. So its importance was highlighted from the beginning.
So that is the story of Root Institute. I hope you enjoyed it.
So good to see everybody. So good to see everybody. In the mountains, down in the valleys, you're gonna reap just what you sow. So good to see everybody. So good to see everybody. In the mountains, down in the